Booster officer reports good solid rocket booster separation.
Booster separation confirmed. Discovery's guidance is now converging as the shuttle's onboard computers fine-tune the flight.
Discovery Houston, 2 engine
2 minutes 25 seconds into the flight. Discovery traveling 3,189 miles an hour. Its altitude 37 miles. Downrange from the Kennedy Space Center 53 miles. Discovery now getting a boost into orbit from its twin orbital maneuvering system engines on either side of the shuttle's tail. These 2 engines will burn for 2 minutes and 32 seconds.
Your 2-engine TAL, we do have updates to your no-com mode boundaries, and we did launch late into pane 1, our only pane. The contingency aboard boundaries we'll use are in-plane plus 230. Let me know when you're ready to copy the new press to ATO and press to Meco.
Okay, copy all. 2-engine TAL and ready to copy.
Until your press to ATO 11.9. Press to Meco 15.4.
11.9 and 15.4.
That's a good readback on both.
Discovery can now make it to emergency landing sites in Europe should one of the engines fail, but all 3 engines continue to perform as expected. Capcom Charlie Hoba updating the crew there with some updated time information due to the later than planned launch. 3 minutes and 50 seconds into the flight, the shuttle traveling 4,700 miles an hour.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Discovery, you are negative return.
Discovery is negative return. Negative return.
Discovery now traveling too high and too fast to return to the Kennedy Space Center in the event of an engine failure. But all 3 main engines continue to function as expected. The shuttle now traveling 5,200 miles an hour. Its altitude 62 miles, downrange from the Kennedy Space Center 170 miles.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Discovery is pressed to ATO.
Four minutes, 45 seconds into the flight, Discovery traveling 6,200 miles an hour. Its altitude 66 miles. Downrange from KSC 229 miles. Here inside Mission Control, Flight Director Richard Jones and his team continue to monitor the progress of Discovery's flight. All systems are continuing to perform as expected.
Discovery, you are pressed to ATO.
Press to ATO.
Discovery Houston, single engine ops 3.
That call from Capcom Charlie Hoba indicating that Discovery has enough energy to make it to a lower than planned orbit should one engine fail at this point. However, all 3 engines continue to burn as expected.
Discovery, you are single engine ops 3.
Single engine ops 3.
Discovery's engines are now swiveling to roll the shuttle to a heads-up position to get better communication with NASA's tracking satellites.
Discovery, your single engine Zaragoza 104.
Single engine Zaragoza 104.
Discovery can now make it to emergency landing sites.
Discovery Houston,
2 engines
press
fail at
to
this point, but
Meco
the flight
and
continues to go
single
well.
engine Zaragoza 104.
6 minutes, 24 seconds into the flight, the shuttle is traveling 9,800 miles an hour. Its altitude 67 miles, downrange from the Kennedy Space Center 447 miles.
Meco, BIM for you, nominal shutdown on all 3, and Pinto, you'll be go for the plus X and go for the pitch.
Press to Meco, nominal shutdown, go for the plus X, go for the pitch.
Good readback.
That call from Capcom Charlie Hoba indicating that Commander Steve Lindsay has to go to press to main engine cutoff as expected in about a minute and a half.
Discovery Houston, single engine press 104.
Discovery, you are single engine press.
Single engine press, wireless off. Single engine press.
Seven minutes, 15 seconds into Discovery's flight. The shuttle traveling 12,700 miles an hour. Its altitude 66 miles. Downrange from the Kennedy Space Center 615 miles. Discovery's engines now throttling back to keep the forces on the crew and the shuttle to 3 times that of gravity. The shuttle traveling 14,000 miles an hour. Less than 30 seconds to go in Discovery's powered flight. We're coming up on main engine cutoff. Main engine
Discovery,
cutoff
we see a
confirmed.
nominal Meco.
Space
Ohms
shuttle
1 is not
Discovery
required.
now in space. External tank separation confirmed. Commander Steve Lindsay will steer the shuttle up to the forward portion of the external tank so that the umbilical well camera can capture some images of it.
Discovery, we saw nominal Meco, ohms 1 not required, preliminary TIG for ohms 2, 3730. Welcome to you and your veteran crew back to space.
Copy, no ohms 1 required, 3730 preliminary TIG, and thanks a lot. Good to be here.
Good deal, Pinto. We'll meet you in the post ohms 1 tab.